What's up, y'all? Back in Arkansas, putting together my video for the BASS Nation Kayak Series Lacrosse event. I had a blast up there. Got to see some of my Old Town teammates and some other friends before the tournament. Pre-fished a few days, had fun doing that. Then tournament day came. Didn't go how I wanted it, but you know what? That's tournament fishing. I put together a little prelude video of what exactly happened tournament morning, kind of highlight some of the mess ups and breakdowns that I had. I lost a paddle, broke my sunglasses before the day even got started, lost a few fish, pushed the battery too hard, was running out of juice. So it was just a series of things that went wrong in the morning. Had a little mental meltdown, had to move spots midday and try to recover the tournament. But all in all, it was still a fun trip. Had a blast in the tournament. I love competing, even in the midst of it when you're mad. If you love competing, you love competing, so that's just part of it. So yeah, let's get into it. I'll show you that little short video first. Hopefully you get a kick out of it. I shared it to social media and people got some laughs out of it there. So yeah, check this out, and then I'll take you along throughout the tournament day and break down how things went for me. Well, I hope y'all got a kick out of that. You can always learn even from your mistakes. Showing a quick little snippet here of the check-in. Old Town had a parts tent set up for us, which was awesome. Tyler Cole, ran the event, and check-in went smooth as always. So shout out to them. Well, I ended up choosing pool 7 that you saw in my pre-fishing videos, the second one for the event. It just looked too good and looked too fishy not to go up there, so that's where I started. All the targets I found to throw at, along with all the grass and cover that the fish had to potentially hide in. So I chose it. Went up there. Looking back, I should have chose somewhere different, but it is what it is. You live and die with your decisions in these tournaments. So I started off throwing a frog around some of these reeds and duckweed. Really didn't get any love on it. Had a few pike roll on the frog early. You see right here, I had a pike blow up on it just on the corner of one of those reeds. When it first hit, I thought it was a bass, but came up and it was just a little Wisconsin snot rocket, as they call them up there. If anyone's fished up in the north, the pike are plenty. Hit a lot of the same lures that the bass do. Went back and went to some of the same areas I hit pre-fishing and got some bites. Flipping some of these first laydowns I came to in the canals closer to the main river. Got a few bites like I did pre-fishing. Unfortunately, the quality just wasn't there. Rather than catching the minimum keeper size, I was catching little runts like this. And like I just said, those aren't going to get it, and had to find better quality. I made my way about halfway out to the main river. I actually caught a keeper here pre-fishing and flipped right back in there. As I was adjusting my boat, I actually felt a little tick. Quick little snap of the wrist and got a hook set on this one, and this was the first keeper of the day. And it was about 2 hours into the tournament, so I was already kind of not discouraged, but thinking, man, I've got to get something going here. So this fish really helped calm my nerves a little bit. I thought I could maybe get on a little flipping deal like I'd got on in pre-fishing, and kept on doing that. I got some more bites and caught a few more fish doing it, but they were all, as they say, the wrong ones. I actually caught another one right here off this same laydown. Little tiny smallmouth. This duckweed, same kind of areas. I was getting bites in practice, but every one of the mats that I got bites in practice, I went back to and got nothing. through the frog around here a little bit, no bites. Went back to flipping some laydowns as I made my way towards the main river, and just couldn't get the same fish to show up that were there just the day before. And even in pre-fishing, I didn't lay on them. I didn't catch as many as I could catch. I let some shake off, caught a few just to check the size. Yeah, a little dink. I don't know what that is, rock bass or some kind of brim up there in Wisconsin. But that's tournament fishing, you know. Best laid plans don't always work out. Kept working my way towards the main river, hoping that I would run into the fish that I was getting bites the day before. And it just never really came to pass. This spot here I thought would hold one, and yesterday, or the day before, I caught a pretty good smallmouth right here, but nothing on tournament day. This little lay down, I flipped up in there. It was on my little video, a little funny video. This was a good one. I saw his gills flash when he came out. Thought he was hooked good and just popped off. So at this point, I'd lost my paddle. My battery was running down. There's a little canal that I'd found pre-fishing that I thought I might stop and check. I caught a keeper in here and had 2 followers and just left it alone. Got in here and immediately started, it's kind of a little deeper depression, like a 1 foot deep all the way back here. Then you get back and it dropped to like 5 or 6 feet. I thought I could flip these edges and catch a few keepers, and sure enough, I flipped in there and got bites right away, but they were all under the size limit, which was 12 inches for this event. I came back, working my way back towards the main ramp. I saw some fish blow up over here, decided to throw a chatterbait as the wind started blowing. And first cast with that chatterbait, had one hook up. After all the misfortune I'd had in the morning, I thought, man, could I get lucky and stumble on a little stretch and you know, get well in a hurry with this chatterbait? I was hoping that was the case, but worked it a little bit longer. I actually ended up catching another fish on it and losing one more, but I didn't have faith after not getting my battery charged out of the way, then pushing it too hard against the current to stay out here after losing my paddle and have no way to get back to the ramp. You know, later in the day out here in these marshlands, I mean, cell signal wasn't the best out there. And, you know, I learned a few lessons. One of them being use a paddle leash. 2, I need to switch to a lithium battery and or bring a backup lead acid if you're going to fight current like this to get to an area. I was about almost 3 miles from the ramp, one way against the current. So made it back to the ramp, decided to load up and move areas where I had a little area offshore that I was close to the ramp, so that if I got out there and I could just manage it with the pedal drive, I didn't necessarily have to have my paddle.
Gonna move spots to try to salvage this day. What a disaster. I've lost gear, lost fish, broke stuff. I mean, what a nightmare. But still got an hour and a half to go, or 2 hours to go. See if we can't salvage this thing. So come on, 1 bite.
So I moved to an area in Pool 8 that I had pre-fished, and it was a little offshore hump that had some brush and rocks on it. Got out the trusty Carolina rig and went to work with it. And within a few minutes, I hooked up on what would be my 5th keeper.
Let's freaking go. Move spots and got number 5.
Kind of a busy area. You can see the dock there, boats running around, but didn't see by these fish. Hooked up on another one right here. Ended up culling, I think, 3 times, but just couldn't get the size to really move up in the standings. But after the morning I had, tickled just to be catching fish and be on something that was working. Hear the boats just hanging around back there in the background. But like I said, didn't bother these fish. Caught this one with that party barge going right over my spot. see there on the GPS how many circles I made around that little hump. Well, what a disaster the tournament day was. I had fun pre-fishing, but as you can see, even at the very end, I had all my stuff in a cluster tangled up. I mean, what a mess. Lessons learned: I need a lithium battery for the autopilot. I need to always strap my paddle down instead of letting it just sit in that clip, and bring extra. But the PDL bailed me out. I was able to get a limit. I think it's in the mid-70s, so save a little face. But the video should be funny because, my God, what a cluster today was. But it was fun. Bass Lacrosse, it's in the books. Tyler Cole puts on a good show as always. Lacrosse is an awesome place. So I should have done what I did this morning. Midday, went back and found some offshore rock piles, which is normal for the Ozark lakes. So I should have went with what I know. But anyway, good learning experience. We'll see where I shake out in the final standings, but still a fun day anyway. Thank y'all for watching. Next video ought to be Hobie Dardanelle. See if I can get my stuff together for that one.